Recent online conversations have once again placed Nicki Minaj and her husband, Kenneth Petty, at the center of widespread speculation across social media. Over the past few weeks, fans and online communities have been closely watching what they believe are subtle changes in behavior, fueling a wave of rumors that range from mild concern to serious allegations. But the real question is, how much of this is actually real? And how much is simply the internet doing what it does best? It all started when some fans noticed that Nicki Minaj, who is typically very active online, had gone unusually quiet. For an artist known not just for her music but also for her constant interaction with fans, even a short period of silence can raise eyebrows. Almost immediately, social media users began connecting dots, suggesting that her absence might be linked to personal issues behind the scenes. Around the same time, separate claims began circulating online suggesting that Kenneth Petty may have changed his living situation. Some posts alleged that he had moved out of the couple's primary residence and was staying elsewhere. These claims were not backed by official records or confirmed statements, but that didn't stop them from spreading rapidly across platforms like Twitter, TikTok, and gossip forums. As the conversation gained traction, different narratives started to emerge. One of the more widely discussed rumors involved allegations of infidelity. According to some online users, Kenneth Petty may have been involved with other women, leading to tension within the relationship. However, it's important to be very clear here, none of these claims have been confirmed by credible sources, and they remain purely speculative. What makes situations like this escalate so quickly is the way social media amplifies uncertainty. A single unverified claim can be reposted thousands of times within hours, gradually transforming into something that appears factual simply because of repetition. In this case, the combination of Nicki's reduced online presence and the alleged changes in Kenneth's situation created the perfect environment for speculation to grow. As more people joined the conversation, older controversies connected to Kenneth Petty began resurfacing. His past legal issues, which have been widely reported in the past, were once again brought into the spotlight. For some critics, these past events were used as context to support current rumors, while others argued that revisiting old issues without new evidence only adds to misinformation. At the same time, discussions also shifted toward Nicki Minaj, herself, not just her personal life, but her public image. As one of the most influential figures in modern hip-hop, Nicki has always existed under intense public scrutiny. Every move she makes, both online and offline, tends to be analyzed, interpreted, and sometimes misinterpreted. Supporters of Nicki Minaj have pushed back against the rumors, emphasizing that much of the current conversation is based on assumptions, rather than facts. They argue that taking a break from social media is normal and doesn't necessarily indicate personal problems. Others have pointed out that celebrities often choose to step back from the public eye for mental health, privacy, or simply to focus on work. Meanwhile, critics have taken a different stance, suggesting that the situation could reflect deeper issues within the relationship. Some online commentators have speculated about possible internal struggles, including trust issues or personal disagreements. However, like many other claims in this situation, these ideas are based on anonymous sources and online chatter rather than verified reporting. Another interesting layer to this situation is how quickly it evolved beyond just one rumor. What started as speculation about social media inactivity turned into a broader narrative involving relationship drama, personal history, and even discussions about celebrity culture as a whole. This is a pattern that has been seen repeatedly in the digital age, where a small observation can snowball into a complex and often exaggerated storyline. It's also worth noting that much of the viral content surrounding this topic comes from entertainment gossip pages and influencers who benefit from high engagement. In many cases, the goal is not necessarily accuracy, but attention. This creates an environment where speculation can spread faster than facts, making it increasingly difficult for audiences to separate truth from fiction. As of now, neither Nicki Minaj nor Kenneth Petty has released any official statement addressing the recent rumors in detail. Their silence has, ironically, contributed even more to the speculation, as people continue to interpret the lack of response in different ways. Some see it as a sign that something is wrong, while others believe it's simply a decision to avoid unnecessary drama. This situation also highlights a larger issue: the impact of constant public scrutiny on celebrities. Living under a microscope means that even the smallest changes can become headlines. In many cases, personal matters that would normally remain private are turned into public discussions, often without the full context. For fans and observers, this creates a complicated dynamic. On one hand, there is natural curiosity about the lives of public figures. On the other hand, there is a responsibility to recognize the difference between confirmed information and speculation.
Yes, see, dear young men, you have amazing role models like our handsome, dashing president. And you have amazing role models like the assassin J.D. Vance, our vice president.
In situations like this, that line can become very blurry. Ultimately, what we're seeing is not just a story about Nicki Minaj and Kenneth Petty, but a reflection of how information spreads in today's digital world. Rumors, assumptions, and partial truths can quickly combine into narratives that feel real, even when they lack solid evidence. Until there is clear, verified information from reliable sources, everything currently circulating should be treated with caution. While the discussion may continue online, the reality is that much of it remains unconfirmed. And in a media landscape driven by speed, attention, and viral moments, that distinction matters more than ever.